This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm delighted to be joined by Mariana Caballero.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right?
Very good.
Very good. Who heads MTK Mexico. Is that your official title?
I'm manager for Latin American operations.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're working on Mexico, but also down to South America.
Okay, so yeah, Mexico was kind of just, you're wider than Mexico.
Yeah.
Obviously. Talk to me about your role within MTK, what exactly you do, and a little bit about your background as well.
Well, right now we're looking into expand MTK Global to America and Mexico and many other countries like Argentina, Colombia. There's many great fighters coming from there, and we want to have many big names joining MTK and keep on growing.
Because
being truly global.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a well-known fact for years that the talent that comes from South America, Mexico, and all the kind of surrounding countries as well. So picking out the best talent and developing them and seeing how obviously they feature as professionals as well.
Yeah, of course.
So talk to me a little bit about your background. You used to box as amateur. You were on the Mexican team?
Yes, I was in the Mexican national team for some years and just did amateur. That time it was not as big as it is right now. I missed it, but happy with my decision to stay within the sport, and I made a good professional career with AIVA for 6 years, and I'm now happy to be with MTK Global.
You said at the time, like it wasn't the opportunities weren't there for you. Is that fair to say at the time that you could have possibly have had now?
Yeah, well, when I was in the national team, we were only 2 girls for the first 2 years. Eventually, a couple of more joined, but there was not really like a fund assigned to develop women's boxing because it was still not an Olympic. It was still not participating in the Olympics with women. So the times didn't fit. Now it's different. It's great what's going on. I'm happy. I'm happy and unhappy because I was not able to take a part, but I'm happy with my decisions as well of staying within the sport and enjoying it from another perspective.
When we see the evolution of women's boxing over the last few years, and the Olympics has a lot to do with it. Obviously, the profile of the boxers are more known, obviously, throughout the sport of boxing in general, but there's always kind of been a battle because some people will just not accept women fighting, and that's something that probably won't change in our lifetime. But the opinions are kind of swaying towards people accepting that don't look at it as women's boxing or men's boxing, just look at it as boxing in general. Yeah,
well, even though the amateur scene was not developed in Mexico, I really grew up seeing it as equal because in Mexico, women headline pro cards. So we have a lot of great fighters that are Mexican, that are world champions coming out of Mexico.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's normal. I never felt that real division until I was more like on the other side in a worldwide scene within AIVA, like seeing how it was outside of my country.
How do you assess the current women's scene across whatever weight? There's a lot of fighters, like I said, with high profiles from the US, from Ireland, from the UK. How do you kind of assess the scene at the moment for women?
It's getting fun. I love it. I think it's developing incredibly. Many good fights. I'm waiting to see some very good fights in the next few years. The level is just gonna get stronger with, as we said, the participation of women in the Olympics, and now having actually women signed with big promoters around the world. So I hope to see it expanding and that actually MTK starts also to get some big names.
Absolutely. We saw recently, obviously, Clarissa Shields
Yeah.
defending her world titles against Scotland's Hannah Rankin.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's quite different personality-wise than a lot of the boxers
Yeah.
we kind of see from the likes of Katie Taylor, etc. Clarissa Shields seems very kind of...
She's a very unique character
Yeah.
and has a very special talent. I've been following her. Actually, I was still fighting when she was as well starting her first Olympic cycle, and her power, it's amazing. Like, you can hear how hard she punches, and I think she brings something special to the sport, something different. Some people like it, some people don't, but that's what it's all about, you know. Like, you need to create there has to be different opinions and different characters, the good guy, the bad guy. I don't know, you all this mix makes it just so exciting and fun to watch.
What's your opinions of the unified champion Katie Taylor?
I love her. I'm a big fan of her. I'm very upset that they're showing her film only in Ireland, and I hope to be able to see it elsewhere. Otherwise, I'll have to fly myself to Dublin and watch it.
Okay. But yeah, in the time she's obviously been professional, she's claimed 2 world titles. Looks like she wants to kind of be undisputed at the weight, and then obviously there's talks of her fighting Amanda Serrano at some point next year, which would be a huge fight as well.
Yeah, that would be a huge fight. I would like to see her also with Estelle Moselli, the Olympic champion as well, just like her. They fought each other in the amateurs, and Estelle beat her too. So I think it would be an interesting rematch at a different level. So Estelle is coming up, and that's gonna be an interesting one. She's fighting, I believe, a weight class below, but it would be interesting also to see her with Michaela Mayer. It's gonna be a good fight, and just looking forward to it.
It looks like across all divisions next year there could be a lot of good matchups.
Yeah.
And a lot of different weights, but it seems like the girls are kind of willing to say, well, yeah, I could make that weight, or I could go down or up, or...
Definitely. Yeah, it's easier for women, and I feel they just all want it so much that they're willing to do that sacrifice of moving up or down, even if they are in a bit of advantage or disadvantage, just to take the challenge and keep on putting women's boxing out there, and having more... creating more energy around it, and having people start to appreciate it more than they already do. I mean, there's still mixed opinions, especially coming from men, but you can't do anything about it. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger.
It's life.
It's life.
Exactly. It's life. Sticking with the men then, obviously you would have watched Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, as you're a boxing fan, Mariana.
Yeah.
What did you make of it from LA last week?
Look, boxing won. We had one of the best fights of the year, in my opinion. I hope to see the rematch. I want to focus on the positive side of it. Tyson Fury is back. I think more than the fight, I love like what's behind, you know, like also like him as an athlete, as a person, what he's bringing right now to the sport. Like, how can you not love the guy? It's amazing, and he brings so much attention now from people that are maybe not into boxing. So it's just gonna be good for the sport, despite the controversial or the mixed opinions about the decision.
And obviously, can't not talk about that 12th round that everybody keeps talking about and will continue to talk about for such a long time, and quite deservedly so.
Yeah.
No one seems to know how he picked himself up from that knockdown.
Some holy hand, a lot of courage, and can I say...
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, a lot of balls.
Yes, yes. I think everyone will agree with you when you say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there seems to be something about
Yeah,
Tyson Fury that we can't explain. But yeah,
Yeah, but he gave us something very special. Like we're missing this type of fights, you know. Like the whole build up, everything was perfect about the fight, and it was good to see him in such good shape. It's an amazing success story, and I just hope that he keeps it together and keeps on giving us very good fights.
absolutely. Mariana, thank you very much for giving us some of your time today.
Thank you, Karen.
And you was worried about this interview before, and you did fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll give you a 7. No, 7's good.
Yeah?
That means next time there's room, because if I can say to you I'm going to give you more,
I'm gonna get
it's like
comfortable.
done. 7 is
Okay.
good for today.
Okay. I was just worried about not understanding your British accent, but you're perfectly
What's
clear.
wrong with my British accent?
No, it's just difficult for me to understand
Is it
you guys
really?
sometimes, yeah. Yeah, like it took me like 3 days to start understanding Tom Stalker.
That's the best thing you said. That's the best thing you
Yeah.
said. Everyone has known Tom Stalker here for a long time, and people still don't understand Tom Stalker.
Okay, so then it's good to know
don't
that it's
worry
just
about
not
it.
me.
Tom Stalker, yes. Have you met Paddy Barnes?
Not personally.
Okay, but
I know.
that's a whole new story as well with Paddy
Really?
Barnes.
Okay.
Yes, you have to
He has
really,
his own language.
you have to really pay attention to Paddy Barnes and
Okay.
Tom Stalker. But that was a great line from you. Thank you very much for your time, and
Thank
hopefully
you
we'll
too.
catch up with you again. You can give us an update on what's happening
Of course.
with the Latin division
Yes.
of MTK.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.